So fielder's choice. The natural, fair, or foul?
It's a fair movie, George. I really enjoyed watching it recently. It's a man that had high hopes of being one of the best players in the game. It's unfortunate that that mysterious incident he's had in his young life that cost him a decade of his baseball career, and coming back to to play for a team and to shine like that. It really is an example of determination, fortitude, and like just for the passion and love for the game. Even though that a decade of your life was taken away because of an incident, like you never give up on your dream of playing ball.
For sure. You know me. You know that The Natural is my favorite baseball movie of all time. I think it's one of the best sports movies ever made. Barry Levinson directed the film. Robert Redford stars in it. So the movie had great acting. The cinematography was spectacular. It looked phenomenal. One of the best looking sports movies ever made. They combined a whole bunch of stories that they found throughout baseball history and put them together to make a fictional but almost believable character. So everything about this movie I love. Definitely a fair for me, a huge fair. So I hope everybody checks it out that hasn't. I believe it's on Netflix right now or Amazon. You can check that out. So yeah, The Natural is a naturally great, fair movie. Angel Stadium of Anaheim, fair or foul?
I believe it's fair. Although I've never been to that stadium, but I am an Anaheim Ducks fan, and it's not far from the stadium
Get
at all.
out. Ducks.
Yes, for all you
Mr.
NHLers
Ducksworth.
out there. Sorry, I'm not a Leafs fan. It's over the last decade they've done some magnificent renovations. They added that the rock like kind of like mountain there with waterfalls going down. I think it's a unique part of baseball. Like it's where it's situated is not far from Honda Center where the Ducks play, and also within driving distance to Disneyland in Anaheim, California. Magnificent city. I wish we can travel right now and go there to enjoy the sights and sounds of Anaheim, California, and some Angels baseball. It really is a fan-friendly experience, and the Angels are they're a good team with Mike Trout and the gang there. They're an exciting ball club. And definitely, their stadium is one of the best.
This is for sure a fair for me. As you know, the Angels are my second favorite team behind the Blue Jays. So I mean, the outfield there with the rocks and the waterfall is friggin' beautiful. I mean, I wish I can go there one day. Hopefully, I will to see Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani do their thing. But it definitely looks like a great place on camera. I mean, on TV, it looks spectacular to be there at night. And when the lights are on there, it just kind of shines on those rocks and just looks like a nice, calm, beautiful place to play. All right, the Infield Fly Rule. Yours and my favorite. Fair or foul?
You know what? It's foul for me because I always get confused. The call, like especially like when the ball lands in the outfield, it's still considered for some reason an infield fly rule. You know what? This is one rule that to me it's like an offside in soccer or hockey. It really is a tricky call to determine. I do think that the infield fly rule is just one of those like rules that just people just don't understand, and it has to be elaborated more. It has to be improved a little bit in the rule change. If they ever do a rule change, like the infield fly rule has to be explained very well. It's one of those tricky calls like an offside rule in hockey or soccer. It's one of those head scratchers for sure.
Definitely
like,
a foul.
Yeah, you really have to pick it up very carefully.
Yeah, definitely a foul. I mean, this is one of those rules. I don't think the players know what it is half the time when they stand there and they're like, what do you mean I can't drop the ball, that kind of thing. Bases loaded and you can purposely drop the ball to try to get a double play. Why don't you just get rid of that rule? And if the guy drops the ball, he drops it. We've seen lots of infield plays where a pitcher or catcher tries to catch the ball, looks routine, and then they lose it and they drop the ball. What is it? Why come the infield fly rule is even there? That same thing happens in that situation. I mean, if the whole point of the game is to catch the ball, then why shouldn't they be catching the ball? Like, if it's the stupidest rule I've ever seen. I'm sure that there's a lot of other worse ones, maybe, but infield fly definitely cringe. So yeah, definitely a very foul infield fly rule.
Absolute foul, my friend. Absolute foul. Shame on you, Major League Baseball, for coming up with that rule.
All right, let's talk about a superstition. Let's see, the jumping or walking gingerly over the foul line. Is that fair or foul?
Totally foul, my friend. And why would it's like, I don't know if the player has an OCD or whatnot with baselines or foul territories. I don't know for sure. I don't know why some pitchers or even players jump on that line. Like, it's really confusing as to why they do that. Like, is it superstition? Like, do they want to hurt themselves when skipping through that line? I really don't get it, and I really don't understand why it's one of the things that's in the suspicions list of baseball. It baffles me as to why you would need to jump over that line. I mean, do you really want to hurt your knee or tweak your ankle or whatnot just jumping that line? Come on, it's chalk. It's not dangerous.
I mean,
you know,
the foul line.
You're definitely not going to like hurt. Get poisoned with chalk.
The foul line is definitely foul on my end. I think most superstitions are foul in the first place. I mean, the foul line is one of the ridiculous things. It's mostly pitchers who do this, I believe. They come off the mound or go on the mound. They do a little hip step to the side. That'll make a difference in the way you throw a fastball in the seventh inning. Like, come on. All superstitions are ridiculous. In hockey, they have a superstition of not holding the conference championship trophy before you go to the Stanley Cup. It's like Sidney Crosby said, who cares? Because the first year he did it, they ended up losing Stanley Cup, so they thought, this must be real superstition. The next year they went to the Cup, he touched the trophy, didn't care, they won the Cup, so done. Superstition done. Killed it right there.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your comments below.